Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in the exquisite community of Cherokee Village, Arkansas, the foothills of the Ozarks. And I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is a cool 82 degrees in the sun and a whopping maybe 74 in the shade. I literally am just on the opposite side of Lori. Lori's standing in the sun. I'm in the beautiful shade. It is the middle of October, right around the 14th, 15th of October. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the beginning of fall and spring being your longest two summers. Beautiful Cherokee Village, Arkansas actually has a total of 4 specified seasons. You get to see it all. Spring and fall being the absolute longest and most gorgeous. Today we are presenting to you lot number 23. Lot number 23 goes right here from my left hand side all the way down to the other side of that pole over there. And then we're also going to present to you lot number 22, lot number 21, and finally lot number 20 on the opposite side. All 4 of these land lots, ladies and gentlemen, if you get an opportunity to be the highest bidder on one, maybe you get the opportunity to match the bid on all 3. If you're interested in all 4 lots in a row would equal 43,995 square feet, a little bit over 1 acre more or less. Beautiful land. You've got a few dips. You've got beautiful rises on your actual property. Tabletops all the way across. Fantastic buildable land. We've seen everything from elk and deer trails. We've seen possibly a raccoon vertebrae. I think he saw his better day. That actually was not on one of our lots. It was just to the east of us here. But long and the short of it, we're going to take you in. Again, we're on item number 991052, lot number 23, Utah Drive. What do we have here? We have 136 feet up this angle. We've got 115 feet down your front. It does kind of go in, so your back is going to be 80 feet across. And then you've got 114 feet up the left-hand side. That would be your border between item number 991051, which is lot 22, and this lot right here, 991052 is your item number in the catalog, lot number 23, Utah Drive. I started with this lot because, wow, it is fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous lot, gorgeous area. I also am trying to time it with my son today so that we get through all 4 lots. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got, and let's go in and take a peek. Ladies and gentlemen, so we're making our way up the right-hand side of your lot. I just double confirmed my numbers. It is 136 feet. Basically, a slight angle up this side of the lot, but we're going to go ahead and make our way to the back corner marker. And I just kind of want to see if possibly we're in a good spot, or maybe just a few feet in, to kind of give you an overview of what's going on here. In the front of your lot, it appears that you've got several smaller trees. Right here might be a good area to start thinking about clearing out and maybe putting some buildings or some homes. But you know, another thing that I wanted to point out, we were talking to some locals, and again, bow hunting is very popular this time of year, and we have been told that every single one of these lots in this particular area, if you're a hunter, are fantastic hunting grounds. We personally don't shoot anything except with the camera to bring you Mother Nature at its finest. But let's go ahead and take a look inside and see what we got. And I'm going to make my way back here and just kind of, ooh, yeah, see what we got. Nice. Very nice lot. You've got some beautiful shade trees, and we're going to make our way back to the corner. Now we're getting up on some bigger trees over here, and this actually might be some of our nut-bearing trees. We'll find out in a few minutes. But again, this right here is a very, very lovely area. You've got all kinds of little trees here. smaller trees, smaller diameter, a bunch of scragglers. So this would actually be a quite nice building spot on lot number 23 here on Utah Drive. Again, your front footage is 115 across the front. You've got 136 feet up this right side. We're going to go 80 feet across the back of the property, which actually will lead us to a 30-foot easement between subdivisions in the rear of the property. And then you're going to go back 114 feet down your left-hand side. But here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are again, and you know, when we were kind of taking a peek at these lots, we do kind of like to walk them a little bit so we know where our boundary lines are prior to filming. And Lori pointed out to me, you've got a beautiful little critter cabin right here. Now, sometimes your raccoons will borrow burrowing animals' dens, so it could be that there are some current raccoons or a previous raccoon on this property. Typically, raccoons do travel. They typically stay with their mother for about a year when they're young, and then they kind of go off and they're very singular creatures. Sometimes you see them in groups, but not often. But again, a lot of times they borrow other dens, and this is such a perfect little critter hole. We don't exactly know what's in there. I'm not gonna stick my hand in there, but it's on the beautiful, beautiful, I honestly thought these were oak trees, but the more I look around, a lot of times I'm finding acorns. Matter of fact, here's a pecan tree. Here's an acorn. Right in front of me is a pecan tree. We've got some pecans, but we actually have some actual shells that we spotted further back that we're going to get into. Not exactly sure if they're all on this lot or if they're on the next lot over. I believe they're either going to be on 23 or 22, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. Definitely had to take the opportunity to show you this. It's just so neat. Anytime you have an opportunity to see Mother Nature, it is gorgeous. But again, right here, right now, I want her to do a slight pan of the front of your lot. You're going to see that just taking out a little bit of the smaller trees would afford you the ability to build a very nice home right near the front of your lot. We finally have some fall color too, so hopefully we'll capture some of that on video today. Again, second week of October, a lot of times your fall color doesn't usually come in till about the third week of October, but we're super excited because we're already starting to see those yellows and tans and browns and oranges and fall colors. They're just so neat to see. All right, let's go ahead. We still haven't made it back to that corner. Again, this one's 136 feet. We've got a lot more property to see, so here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are at the far back side of lot number 23. We are 136 feet back off the road. We are going to go 110 feet across the back of the easement. We're going to try to follow the fencing. Sometimes it's hard to see it. Sometimes we kind of just have to gauge it. But we're going to try to find the fencing 110 feet that direction. And then again, once we get to the other side, that's going to be the back corner dividing the rear from lot 23 and lot 22 dividing line. Again, you've got the back here is 80 feet. I apologize. It's 80 feet across the back in this lot to the back corner of lot 22-23 divider. We have 136 feet back to the road, 115 feet across the front on this lot. So it's kind of a backwards pie. You've got your widest end in the front, and it does narrow a little bit down in the back of the property. And then the very next property is going to be 110 across the back, and so forth and so on. But again, we're on the back right-hand side of the property here, ladies and gentlemen. Lot number 23, your item number is 991052. This particular land lot, 12,139 square feet for a total of 0.28 of an acre. Again, we've got a total of 4 properties in a row. We are in the Cheyenne edition. You're on Utah Drive, Cheyenne edition of Cherokee Village. One thing that I forgot to mention during my intro. Why do people love Cherokee Village? It's the sense of community. It's the low property taxes. It's the friendly people that stop us as we come and go every day. The sense of a community is amazing. I cannot tell you how many times people have stopped. Hey, what are you doing? We want to check out the auction. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Are you guys okay? I mean, just an array of different conversations that we've been having. We've learned a lot about the area from some of the locals. One of the popular things in this area is going to be elk and deer hunting this time of year. You are allowed to do bow hunting through January 31st, but we don't shoot anything except with our camera. We're going to try to bring you loud and proud all of Mother Nature's in its gorgeous beauty. On this particular property, again, we have pecan trees, we have a pine tree, we've got pine tree here, we've got cedar in the front, we've got oak trees. I mean, a plethora of any type of tree you could possibly want. Any type of tree. There are some smaller trees that have kind of bent over. You're going to kind of see it's an unusual, different landscape. The reason they're doing this is because of the taller trees that are blocking their sun. These are always going to be the little trees that you're probably going to want to take out so that you can keep your natural ambience of the landscape, but also kind of have building areas. And right over here is probably another fantastic building area. Kind of right over here in the center. All I am seeing, you've got one larger pine tree right here. Maybe that's a cedar. Actually, that's a cedar. Take that back. But this area right here would be a nice area for maybe a building or a workshop or possibly even a home. Right here, kind of get in the center of some of your larger trees. It's fairly level right through here. That would afford you a huge lot in the front. But I still think maybe closer to the road would be a better bet. Maybe some outbuildings back here, definitely toward the front. You've got some smaller diameter trees. They'd probably be a lot easier to clear, and you'd still be able to keep some of your larger trees. But that's all up to you. And ladies and gentlemen, I know I mention it on every series, but I'm going to mention it again. We met some local gentlemen by the name of Claude and Don, and just so you know, if you are interested in getting any of your properties cleared, they would be interested in talking to you. We're going to make sure that the studio has their telephone number for you. By all means, we're not telling you to use them. We use them. We love them. They're very nice people. Claude is 75 years old. I didn't catch Don's age, but just lovely, lovely people. I love the fact that Claude, at 75 years old, stays so active. He was telling me this morning he was on his way to get a log splitter, and just wonderful, wonderful things happening here in Cherokee Village. I do see a couple more markers I'm going to go check out, and I'll see you in a few. Ladies and gentlemen, so here we are following the barbed wire fence along the rear property boundary of item number 991052. This is lot 23, Utah Drive, and I have to show you right here. We've got all different kinds of nuts here, and there's an acorn, and somewhere in here I saw another acorn shell. Now, we're pretty certain these are pecans, but I'm no nut expert. Lori seems to think that they're definitely pecan, so we're going to go ahead and run with what she says, because again, it kind of looks like a pecan. They're obviously out of season, so I'm going to take her word on it, but check these out. Nuts, acorns. You definitely have nut-bearing trees here. You're also going to find wild berries in the rear of the property. This is actually the easement behind you, but toward the rear of the property, and maybe a little bit over there, you're going to see a variety of a little bit of berries, possibly here and there, little thatchets. It might be on the easement, but anyway, my point is, again, Mother Nature. This is what's going to draw the animals to your property. If you want to build a home and you want to see Mother Nature in its finest, I got to tell you, so far I've not seen any more beautiful land than right here on Utah Drive. Cheyenne Edition, Cherokee Village. We're still making our way over to your final marker. Again, the back of this property is only 80 feet back. The front is 115. So it's kind of a reverse pie shape, but here we go. We're going to continue on until we find your boundary. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so here we go. We're going to kind of give you, this is kind of working our way back to the front a bit. We wanted to give you one additional pan of some of the smaller trees that might actually make a great building lot. It seems to be quite level in this area. And as you get toward the rear of the property, you do have a slight incline up to the very back of the property that adjoins that easement area. We've not quite made our way back to that back corner divider line that divides lot number 23 from 22. We are very, very close to it, and here we go. We're going to check it out in just a moment. But again, we wanted to give you one more interior pan shot, but I do see my marker, so I'm going to head over that way, and I'll see in just a few minutes. I'm going to have her go ahead and meet me over here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are again, lot number 23, Utah Drive. I just wanted to point out this beautiful shade tree in the rear of your property. We are literally almost to the corner between lot number 22 and 23. But again, I wanted to point out along the back line of most of these lots through here, it seems like we've had fairly good luck with finding really nice shade trees for the rear of the property. But we're going to go ahead and make our way over here. If my camera person can actually make kind of just a semicircle turn, she'll actually catch me on our back corner marker. Okay, so here we go. You do have some vine right in front of you, but again, this half tree right here, I'm actually going to have her bring me the camera at the close of this shot so I can literally show you what's behind the vine, unless I can actually pull it down. But right here, these are berry vines. Right here, some raw fruit on it. Again, Mother Nature, they love berries. So I don't want to kind of disturb that. But behind me, I don't know if you can see my finger, but I'm actually going to kind of draw up the line of the barbed wire fence. The barbed wire fence comes up here, and it literally, let me see if I can just barely move him out of the way. Maybe I can move him out of the way. Maybe she can just zoom in. Right there, literally the barbed wire has, seriously, the tree has grown a knot over the subdivision barrier lot right here, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the corner marker, the end of lot 23, beginning of lot 22. This is your rear marker. Behind you is going to be easement, and then on the other side of that starts another subdivision. It's not part of Cheyenne Addition. But here we go. Can you see that? Did you get to zoom in? Am I in the way? Good shot? All right, ladies and gentlemen, so again, this is your back boundary between lot number 23 and lot number 22. So basically what we did was we came 80 feet across the back of this lot. Now we're going to go 110 feet. Lot number 22, excuse me, goes 110 feet along this same back path. And then on the other side of that, we'll start the rear of lot number 21, which is 100 feet across the back, or excuse me, 105 feet across the back. And then lot number 20 is 115 across the back. So you're going to see this whole trail. We're going to try to follow the boundary line as best as we can. But I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to stop the camera here because for the sake of time, we're going to go ahead and we're going to conclude this lot. But I very well may use this particular leg for both the beginning and the end of these two lots, so we don't have to walk back and forth. We have a whole lot of properties to get to. The sun seems to set kind of early in the day, so we're going to try to make our way back, and we'll just see how it goes. All right, here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of walk that rear boundary, and I want to point out again, this is lot number 23. Utah Drive, wonderful Cheyenne Addition. We're going to kind of walk down the boundary here. Now I will tell you, let me get over here so I can give you a quick pan. Okay, so everything on this side of me, oh, I had to zoom out. Everything on this side of me is lot number 23. I'm kind of standing a little bit in from the rear so that you can kind of see both lots. So again, this is lot number 23. Beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous building spots right there, right in front of us going out toward the road. And then over here is going to be lot number 22. Lot number 22. So lot number 22, we're basically going to try to make our way down the divider line. Now I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there's your back property divider right there. And this is all lot number 22. You do have a bit of a decline, and basically what you have is a natural drainage that starts basically on the boundary of 22 and 23. So we're gonna literally try to follow this down as far as we can go. I doubt that I'm gonna be able to get all the way down that drainage, because one thing I noticed from the road, this boundary, I believe, might have some thicket in the front. I'll do my best to come up from the rear of the thicket, but I am not trying to get hurt today. As you can see, again, this is natural drainage. You can kind of see the rocks, and it kind of winds around and it goes down toward the road. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, both sides of your property are raised. That one is a high level lot on this side of you. That's lot number 23. And now we're going to show you lot number 22. And again, it tables off and it has a superb elevation. So the bottom line is, you actually are going to have very nice buildable land, and you've got this fantastic drainage right in the center. Also, this is where the wildlife tend to feed. All right, so we're going to come down. We're still making our way down. The leaves are a little thick, but I'm going to try to do my best to make my way down and out this property. Now I'm starting to get into some vine. Oh man, I bet when the water rushes through here, it looks gorgeous, because look at all the stair steps in the rocks. Check that out. That is going to be gorgeous. And it does kind of go into some thicket. So I'm going to get to a point where I'm just going to have to zoom into the road, and then we'll go outside of this area to do our final closeout. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so right where that auction sign is, that is actually going to be the divider between the front road divider between lot number 23 and 22 on Utah Drive right there. We're going to go ahead and just pan out a little bit. It does go on, but again, I'm getting into thicket and I'm getting into spider webs. I'm trying not to get injured while we're out here filming. I would like to be able to bring you many more properties, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and go out to the street, do my closeout, and also the beginning of lot 22. So again, this is the divider, front divider of lot 23 Utah Drive and lot 22 Utah Drive. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so again, this is going to conclude lot number 23, which is right over here. This is item number 991052. To recap the dimensions, we have 115 feet across the front. You have 136 feet up your right-hand side, 80 feet across your back, and then it kind of comes in at a diagonal down here, 114 feet down here. Again, this is the divider line between lot number 22, which is item number 991051, and the conclusion of lot number 23. Lot number 23, 12,139 square feet, 0.28 of an acre. We'll see you at the auction. Stay tuned. Now we're going to lot 22.